Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Silent Hunter 5, where we last left off. Just gonna kick us into reverse briefly, and get ourselves a little bit of space away from Helgoland. We gave the British gave the British a bloody nose. That's the phrase I'm looking for. We got breaking the fortress done with Special Operation P, which you know, is good news for mission progression, because it actually counted. It's great news. What am I looking for? This. It's great news for our tonnage. I mean, we've got no merchant tonnage yet, but 57,000 tons of military shipment. Military things. Ooh, that was some nice nice lightning there. And a couple of things I do want to mention. I too have noticed 1080p videos perhaps not looking like 1080p videos. I've got no idea what that is about. To me, that's something going on with YouTube. Good news, however, though, is I do have a new video card. So I upgraded and got myself a GTX 960. So like the cheapest good card that's out there. And I don't know if you guys are noticing any difference. I'm kind of noticing a bit of difference. I don't know. It still looks pretty good. I mean, this is an old enough game that, you know, the 7850 that I was using before was probably just fine for it, so. But regardless, we got a GTX card. I'm on the Nvidia camp now. It's been a long time since I've been there. Well, I guess not that long. I did have a laptop with an Nvidia in it. Not too long ago. I still actually technically have that laptop. But, you know, I just want to see. Not that I expect anything else to be different. Certainly doesn't look any different down here. That's still exciting. Maybe it's going to be better for recording. I am noticing the frames are seeming to be a little bit smoother. Anyway, that's enough jibber-jabbering about new equipment on my end. Oh, come on, Storm. What else? I hope you guys enjoyed the two new little credit screens before the intro. That's just simply there to answer the two questions that I get on almost literally every video I make. That includes non-Silent Hunter stuff. So there you go. If you don't know when the next episode is coming or what mods I'm using after today, then I cannot help you at all. And what else? That's pretty much about it. What's the plan for the mission today? Today, our plan is just going to be nice and simple. Start hitting merchant shipping off the coast of England. That's it. That's the thrilling, exciting plan today. So, yeah. I wonder if we should be over there. I don't know. We're between green and red, so that should be fine. It's better than going, like, between red and red, right? Yeah, so that we should be fine. It's probably, these buoys are probably there for ships with a deeper keel than a submarine. Anyway, so yeah, that's the plan. Go sink some ships off the coast of England. Can't think of anything else to say, so I will see you guys when we get there or something exciting happens. See you in a bit. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so let's take a look at the map. I've got my little patrol route set out for the mission objective, but what we've come across here are two British freighters. Now, as you can see, I am underwater going for the periscope, so I could try and play this off as me being sneaky, but it isn't, and they certainly do know that I'm here. I wanted to get under to try and do the torpedoes first, because, you know, it's just two torpedoes, two ships dead, makes life better. Instead of hammering away possibly all day long on the deck gun. The only problem is, of course, is that it's going to take a while for these guys to get into position. And I don't even know if I'm in a good position or not. If we send that, like if we were to do a straight shot on these guys, I don't think it'll ever hit. So let's see if we can maybe get in a slightly better position. But again, all of this torpedo maneuvering may be for naught. And it's probably better if we just go for the deck gun, really. But let's see, shall we? Well, there's a chance that we'll intersect those two at some point. I'd say that chance is pretty fleeting. Alright, well, then what we can do is put down our periscope.
Blow all ballast.
Blow ballast. To get rid of the interface, press Shift Z, or Z if you're a Yank. You might have to do it 2 times, but eventually the interface does go away. If you use the blow all ballast command, you certainly get on deck much quicker. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Then we can do that. We can probably cut our speed down as well. Aha. Well, we've got these freighters in sight. They have yet to return fire, which is good, so they're not armed, I'm imagining. And let's see, how close are they? They are some distance away. Let's see. Something in between. Yep, that's close enough. Now, I'm going to drop it down just a bit, because we're going to be aiming in the center section of the ship. And I don't know if that actually worked. We'll go up a bit more and try and, according to the suggestions, hit their radio room. I have no idea where their radio room is. My word! Throwing armor-piercing shells at this thing will never sink it. I was wondering why we hadn't seen any fire yet. And that would be why. There we go. Now we're getting the explosions that I am accustomed to. So let's drop it right down and try to get it right in the middle, right on the cargo hold. Yes. Burn, ship. And that is going a bit too low. We'll keep it up just slightly. And we got the smoke, but we got no fire yet. I mean, I realize where there's smoke, there is fire. Ha ha! Explosions. But I'm still hoping to get this guy to the bottom quite quickly, so we can focus on the ship behind him. There's really no thought process or decision making I need to do now. It's just a matter of hammering this thing until it dies. Now, what I could do, because I mean it's pretty obvious that this fine fellow is not moving anywhere, although I mean he still potentially could be moving. It's difficult to say when I can't see if he's moving or not, but it's pretty clear that this ship is in trouble. What I could do is just start focusing on the other guy, which might not be a bad idea. Spread the kills out. The guy is 3150, eh? About 32. So let's spin it around and see what we can do to him. I do like the further distance, allowing more of a plunging shot on the arc of these shells. Whether it matters or not, I have no idea. But hey, at least we got a fire started on that guy. 'Tis a step in the right direction. Oh, excuse me. Apologies for the sneeze without warning. The least I could have done is, well, I mean, I could have hit the mute button or something along those lines, but I did nothing. And you all had to pay for it. I do apologize. Come on. I don't think that ship is moving that quickly. But, unlike in rough seas where, you know, launching at the top of a wave, firing at the top of a wave can produce a far different result from firing at the bottom of a wave. In calm seas like this, there's really no waves to worry about. Anyway, we are slowly making progress on both of these ships. So what I might do now, because I do kind of want to check out the damage on both of these ships, we will mark this. So to target a ship, get it in your crosshairs, you know, where the crosshairs turn red. This goes for anything. And then, blammo. Now Max can have a field day, and it looks like this guy's going down first. So job well done there, Klaus. And just a normal freighter. No underwater damage to speak of, but plenty above water damage to speak of. And it looks like the other guy's going down too. Lucky day for us. Now I think for this mission we need 50,000 tons of enemy shipping. There is no way these two ships are going to equal 50,000 tons. And just as an aside, I quite like this ship. As a, just as a ship, you know, just ship design. It's pleasing to my eye. There we go, look at that. Look at that. Anyway, let's take a look at the captain's log. So we've got about 5,000 tons of merchant shipping. So, as you can see, nowhere near where we need to be. So the Rongel, the white freighter up north, the further one away, 2,400 tons. And then this Ranger medium tanker, 34. That's why I like it. I drive a Ranger in real life. So there you go. Right, well, let's
New waypoint. Course
turn around,
185.
get
Returning
ourselves
to course. New waypoint. Course
into our
209.
patrol.
New waypoint. Course
And, hey, those two ships counted. What little they counted for, they did still count. So that should mean, in theory, any ship we sink today, provided it is a British freighter within this region, should count. And that's exciting. I hope we hit a big freighter. A big convoy, or a big freighter. Even just a big freighter would be nice. Anyway, guys, we'll see you when we got some more targets to shoot. See you in a bit. Well, I got excited, ladies and gentlemen. Just before getting into the circle, we got a contact. We got technically two contacts. Right now we only see one. A merchant in a small convoy. It's a fishing boat. With another fishing boat.
Test full-sighted bearing 321.
These guys, if you want to see these blow up by torpedo, please, please, please check out Guntram's Season 1. The first few episodes where I actually peg these guys with torpedoes. We're not going to be doing that. That is a huge, huge waste of torpedoes. And not that I really care that much about it, other than because of the lack of high explosive shells, which I'm now going to use. I don't know, maybe like so. A little bit more. And Los. That definitely did hit. How many high explosive shells can a fishing ship hit? Or take? It can't be many. right? Like, kind of like at this stage, I'm surprised that ship is still alive. Like, really surprised that ship is still alive. And wait for it. Los. Ah, that guy's dead. Now we got his friend over here. Looks like he's coming in for a ram. Well, we'll show him who's boss. And these fishing ships count really for nothing. Like, there is no reason to go after them. And I have already expelled far too much ammunition already on these guys. But you sink one, you gotta sink the other. And let's be totally honest here. From a morale perspective, again, we're preventing things like fish and chips from being consumed in Great Britain. That is like not having hamburgers in America, or heaven forbid, no poutine in Canada. My God, what would we do? It would just not work. So, you know, we're striking morale here, winning the war on many fronts, as it were. I wish I could have these things targeted, although I guess really, in the grand scheme of things, with Max's aim what it is, you know, a fire on a fishing boat, that's got to be enough to just kill it. But one last parting blow, maybe we'll get ourselves down to 50 high explosive shells. That seems like a fair idea here. If I could hit with any of these, the final shell went too far. Alright. Well, that's fine. Let's check out the burning boats. That fire, my word, it's bright. But, yeah, they're definitely dying. At least that guy is. This guy, you see, it's going to take him some time, but I'm fairly certain a hole that big on a ship this size is a death sentence. Especially when you combine the fire, then I'm fairly confident we're safe. Anyway, one last thing to check on. How much was that fishing ship worth? It was only worth 84 tons. Critically, though, it did count as the objective achieved. So, we don't have to be hanging around here anymore. Yay! Let's get the eraser out. And we can get rid of this plan. And now we need to figure out where we're going to find some more British ships to sink. Now, of course, the tempting thing to do, as always, is to go hit a port. These ports are fairly well defended, all things considered. What do we want? Do we want Blythe or Tyne? And if I'm mispronouncing these words, I do apologize, but damn it, British people. You know, spell things the way they sound. I joke, of course. So, Blythe or Tyne, unfortunately, I don't know what would be a good shipping port. Of course, we also have down here Grimsby, which is a great British name, and that's for sure, and it would be within the area. What I like about Grimsby is the entrance to the harbor is very, very tiny, so it's easy to blockade. If any ships were to be coming through, they gotta go through here, and it looks, all things considered, relatively deeper than... Well, maybe not relatively deeper, but it's the same depth. It's not that shallow. That might be a good place to go check out. So I think we will take
New waypoint. Course 250.
the Endurance.
Returning to course.
Slow speed ahead.
Can we make
Half
it
speed
slow?
ahead.
Probably not, because normal speed ahead is 11 knots. One last thing I want to check on. Do we have any... We have one promotion point to spend. I'm not going to spend it now. Yeah, there we go. That guy is still alive. But I don't think for too much longer. In fact, Max, you can just get a couple parting shots here.
Minimum speed ahead.
Yes, look at that. One more like that, and that should be that fishing ship finished. Are we completely out of range of the gun now? Probably.
Half speed ahead.
Alright, well guys, I will see you if we get anything along the way or when we get to Grimsby. See you in a bit. Alright guys, well, we are here where I wanted to set up the blockade, and we have a little destroyer friend who's come along to say hello. So I've got the rear tube loaded. Unfortunately, they're steam torpedoes, and not the electric ones that I usually like having in the rear. Good old refits instead of a full-on proper reload. Anyway, we do have a little bit of a concern. Our CO2 is at 16%, which cannot be healthy. And the unfortunate thing is, all of the merchants I've seen leaving this port so far are
New
fishing
contact,
ships.
Merchant moving slow. Closing. Bearing 215.
So,
Long range.
what I'm gonna do is, first off, try to kill this destroyer. Now, the rest of the port defenses are just the little torpedo boats. So what I want to do is sink this guy so I can then get on the surface, vent my CO2, and then probably, honestly, get out of here, because I don't think this port is exactly what I'm looking for, unfortunately. Still, we might as well, you know, try and sink a destroyer here. At the very least, Los! At the very least, let's see if we can actually even sink a destroyer. If it'll actually count as being sunk. Or, you know, if it's going to continue on the way it was before. Where
New
torpedoes
contact. Merchant moving slow. Closing. Bearing 217. Long
can certainly
range.
hit destroyers. Oh, see, he saw that coming. And now he knows we're here. We do have quite a few ships out here. Now again, like I say, I've seen a ton of fishing boats go past. Actually, let's do that. Let's just turn the sub around.
Torpedo missed, sir.
And in hindsight, I don't think he actually saw it. He was just pulling his maneuvers. Anyway. So let's try and head out in this direction, see how long our battery power can last us. Now have I... Oh, hello, yes, okay. Let's
Minimum speed ahead.
switch some things around here. Get our torpedoes properly set. That is as fast as you're going to go. So, I think what we'll need to do is adjust course just a little bit here. Maybe get us spinning around like that. And let me get my situational awareness down. If we drop you to a medium speed, what about a slow speed? That might just work there. A bit of a tricky shot, of course, but... Los! Well, I don't know. It's a big ship, so let's hope that counts for something. Then we got some more. We do have that guy there, so we'll get our other tube up. And let's see... Yeah, we'll have to get ourselves positioned around. In the meantime, this should be coming in quite nicely. Of course, with the trick shot that was involved, I wasn't able to actually place this torpedo anywhere, but...
Torpedo impact.
You know what? That is not a bad spot. We got a nice big hole. And, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, we could get a second torpedo in here. Just to make sure we finish this freighter off. So, as we slowly position around... Come on. Almost there. Screw it, let's go a little bit ahead. Might not be ahead enough, but I'm impatient for reasons. Let's see. It does have to pull quite an impressive turn, but I would say that that is a good shot. Wish I had the torpedo microwave, but we'll get that soon.
Torpedo impact.
There we go. Two big holes, almost right next to each other. That should really be a kill shot. I don't see that freighter living through anything else. And in fact, it doesn't look like it will. I don't know if that actually counted, but we are up to 10,000 tons of merchant ships sunk. And that doesn't look like a tenth of the bar. I think it's 50,000 we need to sink. For that, I don't know.
Target marked.
Now this guy... we might be able to get a 3 on. Which wouldn't be too bad. He doesn't seem to be pulling maneuvers. Of course, coming into a port with shallow water and probably one single channel.
2, 3, close.
I'm not sure what kind of maneuvers this guy could pull. Now, hopefully our torpedo doesn't wind up hitting the ship that is already sinking. And... oh.
Torpedo
Damn it!
impact.
This is the first time I've ever been upset I've actually hit a ship. Okay, that's fine. We'll just theoretically pick speed up. Oh, of course, yes, okay.
All stop.
Right. That would definitely be happening. So let's turn back around.
Tube 2, ready.
And get a sense of the situation here. Oh,
Tracking new target.
I thought you were just a fishing ship. Turns out, you're actually a ship I wouldn't mind sinking.
Minimum
So let's
speed
get the
ahead.
engines actually moving. Although, now that I consider this, which one is my 2 and which one is his 2? That is the trick we need to consider here. Okay. So we are well off a 2-shot. And really well off a 1-shot too, I believe. Right? Oh, maybe not. Of course, with my sub turning and this guy advancing, there's a lot of things going on here. So what we should do is cut our engines. close. All right. The angles on this shot are ridiculous. But yes, pull that 180.
Tube 3, ready.
But that's looking pretty good.
Torpedo impact.
It's looking very good. All right. Well,
New contact. Merchant. Moving slow. Closing. Bearing 236. Long range.
Tracking new target.
I don't know if this guy is within the activation range or not. But I would imagine, in this case, if we go full speed and sort of a bit ahead, we should just be able to blind fire a shot in here.
Tube 2.
And now hopefully it's armed. There is an arming. Why? Why? Okay, if we just break the lock, because that shot really would have worked. And then just sort of like, because you can see that the torpedo is going to turn here. So let's just do a shot like
Firing tube 3.
that. Now it should turn just a bit. But that... Now where are you going? I have no idea what happened there. I'm going to guess
Tracking new target.
that the torpedo actually wasn't armed. So
Torpedo depth set to
it's
3
something
meters.
to always be cautious of.
Firing tube 4.
Turn. Good. And that should take care of this guy quite nicely.
Torpedo impact.
Now, as for torpedoes, we have 3 left. So I hope this guy winds up sinking. I think he's going to be sinking. Let's see. This guy should have been worth quite a bit. Liberty cargo, 7,000 tons. Let's check the map. And that definitely did count. So, good news there. But
Minimum speed ahead.
I think it's time for the Endurance to GTFO. Did the other freighter already go down? Looks like it did. So, yeah, we'll get the sub out of here. And in the meantime,
Torpedo missed, sir.
enjoy the sinking. That was quite the little bounce-off shot that we got. I've never seen a torpedo fly up in the air and do weird explosions, but I have a feeling that was just, it wasn't armed yet. Although if it already turned, you would have thought that it would have been armed.
We are
Anyway,
in shallow waters, Captain.
probably overthinking things. And,
Tube 1, ready.
and that's okay to overthink things. Anyway, with this cargo freighter destined for the bottom, granted, it's not that far down, but still, destined for the bottom, it's time for us to get out of here. So hopefully, Really, if we can get a position on that destroyer, like a shot on the destroyer, I will take it. Otherwise, let's kick up our speed a little bit. And I think I must still have my periscope up. No, I don't. So I'm not sure how I'm able to see everything. How badly is our CO2 is almost a quarter of what we're breathing in. That cannot be good for the crew. I don't think 8 kilometers out is safe enough to surface. Especially since that guy is just going to be getting closer and closer. Still, we've lost. So we know with that being the destroyer and him pointed the other direction,
Blow all ballast.
we should be
We are in shallow waters, Captain.
Escort sighted. Bearing 83.
safe enough to move. Let's see though. I don't think that destroyer will be coming for us. This guy, he might be. But again, I think that's just one of the motorboats. So we don't need to go that. Well, you know, with 3 torpedoes, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go reload. I'm of 2 minds though. I mean,
Spotted. Bearing 104.
he's not gonna come for us, right? That aircraft? It's just a scout aircraft, right? That isn't turning to engage, so that's a good thing. Yeah. Those are just a bunch of hurricanes. We don't need to worry about them. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna get ourselves out of this area and back to Helgoland. See you guys in a bit. So, on our way back to Helgoland, we have picked up a contact. Now, we are relatively far out. Let's see. Relatively, we are 9 kilometers. But we can see it. So that's a sign that it's a relatively big ship and probably not a fishing ship. They also know they can see us just like we can see them. But yeah, it's definitely a freighter that is probably going to be worth shooting. Dieter, man the deck gun. Thank you, my friend. And I'll just get ourselves pointed at the ship. I can't target it yet, so we'll just get ourselves pointed the right direction. That is pretty much the right direction, and I think Max is already unloading his wares on the guy, but we are too far out, so secure the deck gun. We're too far out and we're coming right at him, so Max is going to have a heck of a time with this guy. Now, it may not be the best idea to play chicken with a freighter in a U-boat, but I'm going to. I'm also going to man the gun myself for a little bit. Come on. And we are 3,600 meters. About like so. We've got our high explosive shells loaded. Oh, there we go. Let's zoom in so we can see where these puppies are falling. Oh, too far. Much too far. Oh, yes, of course. That's the range I need. There we go. Don't want to shoot a full kilometer off. That is a huge amount of distance that very flat seas are not going to make up for. But it is pretty smooth sailing. At least this patrol has been some pretty smooth sailing. Ho ho ho! Look at the explosions. Lovely. And another. Beautiful. And another. We'll drop the range down just a little bit. And continue with the shooting. And if we weren't coming head on this guy, I would switch the guns over to max, but with it being a head-on shot, I know most of his shots are going to be going wide. Max is a good broadside shot. Not so much a head-on. We are overshooting this target like mad. I should have been looking at that far, far earlier. We're back on target now. The amount of smoke and fire coming off this guy, he cannot be on the surface for too much longer. Coming in range now. Might want to consider slowing the U-boat down just a hair.
Speed ahead.
And almost there. It's like the third explosion on this ship. Let's go check the damage, because this guy's got to be more dead than alive. Yep. One thing I didn't do was check the ownership of this vessel. I'm assuming it was British, considering its location and all, but look at the damage. A couple of underwater shots. Oops. Plenty of fire. Plenty of smoke billowing up into the sky. It's a good day. It's a good day. Let's get ourselves turned back around. Come on. To Helgoland. Although, I want to check the date. Because one thing I want to make sure I do is, you know, not be out on patrol for too long. So really, we've been out since the 18th? 17th, 18th? Well, we pulled into port on the 4th, so I'm not sure how long it's been. It's certainly been a while. I think I'll do one more rebase in Helgoland, and then the next time we will actually refit our submarine in Kiel. Get refitted, repaired. Give the crew a chance to stretch their legs on real land. But in the meantime, I'm going to get back up on deck. Three knots. That is nowhere near quick enough.
Ahead.
Half speed ahead, gentlemen. And while the Endurance sails away, we'll watch this freighter sink into the depths. Slowly but surely. Looks like she's going to go down nose first. And that should be pretty close to the moment of giving way. Once you get water over the deck, it's not too much longer. Pretty effective gunfire on this thing, if I do say so myself. Of course, I mean, it was me shooting, so of course it was effective, right? I'm gonna stay self-centered in that sense. There we go, now she's gonna give way. Right? I mean, pretty much. There we go. Nice and slow, nice and simple. For the depths. And almost completely submerged. Now, just the mast sticking up, but by that point, it's a matter of a few seconds. And bloop. She's gone. Alright guys, I will see you when we get back to Helgoland. Alright guys, well we're back in Helgoland, and as usual, I'm going to need to save and reload to refit the ship, so this seems like a good place as any to leave the game for this week. Yeah, let's end the episode here. Thank you. So, pretty successful run if you ask me. I can't complain about these things. Season 3, let's save, overwrite the selected file, and thumbs up if you have enjoyed this episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. 50% of the missions done. Obviously, we'll have a few more come along, because I don't think Operation Weiserbung is like a ridiculous amount of Iron Crosses. So, you know, we're climbing the ranks. 83,000 tons sunk already. That's not bad. So thank you guys very much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time.